My name is Able Seaman, Mr. T. Bradley. I boarded the Titanic at Southampton, Britain. I am 26 years of age. I'm single. When the Titanic hit the iceberg, I was below deck, trying to find a missus. I was unsuccessful in the attempt. I perished, and therefore there's no stories written about me. People do not know who I was. There's no records of where I was from, other than my birth year and that I perished in the Titanic sinking. That is Mr. T. Bradley, Able Seaman, RMS Titanic. White Star Line, over and out.
I'm Captain Edward Smith. Now, I'm going to tell you an interesting story.
Okay.
I've been a captain of many ships, and I've never had an accident.
Okay, so just start for now. What is your name?
Captain Edward Smith.
And what's your claim to fame?
I've been the captain of many ships for the White Star Fleet for many, many years. I am retiring after this cruise.
You are?
This is my last ship.
That's exciting.
Yes, I'm going to New York and then I am finished. So I'm really excited. My wife's waiting for me, and then it's happy retirement.
That is fantastic.
It really is. So,
You've had
Alright, so you know this is the greatest ocean liner ever built. It is unsinkable. Nothing can sink it.
excellent. And are you drinking on the night of the accident?
I've had some wine with my dinner, okay? But I can guarantee you that if anything was to ever happen to this unsinkable ship, I would not run for shore. I would stay with the ship until the end.
So the very last person was saved.
That's right.
I see. Well, thank you for that.
John Henry Chapman, I'm a cemetery worker. I'm on a ship with my new bride and honeymoon, and we didn't make it.
And you didn't make it?
Yeah.
Have you seen your wife around tonight?
No, I think she's around somewhere.
No, that's too bad, sir. Okay, well, thank you very much.
The Titanic.
Have a good night.
And also tell you, because, you know, the Titanic, there was lots of premonitions of disaster. Now, maybe you guys don't know this story, but I'm going to tell it to you. Perhaps the eeriest aspect of the Titanic disaster was a large number of prophetic tales and premonitions that seemed to foretell its terrible fate. As early as 1886, the famed British journalist W.T. Stead wrote a fictional story entitled How the Mail Steamer Went Down in Mid-Atlantic for his newspaper, the Pall Mall Gazette. In the story, a liner sank after colliding with another ship, and most of the people aboard died because of shortage of lifeboats. At the end of the piece, Steeds added, this is exactly what might take place and will take place if liners are set free of boats. 6 years later, in Review of Reviews, Steed revisited the theme in another short work of fiction, From the Old World to the New, in which a clairvoyant aboard White Star's Majestic helped to guide a rescue of those aboard another ship that had struck on an iceberg in the North Atlantic. Now remember the year now. Uncannily, the same Steve gave the captain of the Majestic was E.J. Smith. He gave him the same name as the guy on the Titanic.
No way.
The same name as the captain of the Titanic, but even stranger. Steed lost his life as a first-class passenger on the Titanic.
Oh.
No kidding.
Some interesting piece of history.
At 10 minutes after midnight, he ordered them to be swung out. Then at 25 minutes after, he ordered them to be loaded with women and children and lowered away. If you look towards the east, you will see that the fourth officer, Joseph Boxhall, is about to fire the first light distress rocket.
Oh, Grandpa!
Just squeeze it!
The neighbors are here.
It's only a party that they're having. The ship's not going down. I told you.
Are you sure? Because I can't breathe.
It's only a party.
Take a big drink of water.
It's only a party. We are just having a party. You're right.
Thank you, Captain.
The current time is now 50 minutes after midnight. The sudden stopping of the Titanic's engines, which had been running at full speed prior to the collision, meant that there was an enormous buildup of excess steam pressure in the ship's boilers that needed to be released immediately in order to prevent a boiler explosion. Much of this excess steam was let off at high pressure through the whistles and valves on the ship's funnels, creating a tremendous amount of noise on the boat that deterred passengers from venturing outside and hampered communication among the crew as they tried to prepare the lifeboats.
I have able seamen! In the oceans of the Atlantic. In fact, those weren't icebergs.
Tell me your story. Who are you?
I'm Marion Meanwell, and I did not survive, but I wanted to go to New York to make a better life for myself.
And are you here with a husband or?
No, I'm alone. I am a married woman, but I lost my husband so many years ago, and I'm a milliner, so I make hats. Can you tell?
Oh, very nice house. And you lost your life on the Titanic.
I did. Yes. I was a third class, and so didn't make it into the lifeboat. Although there was room.
Yes, there were lots of
There
rooms.
was lots of room. But for some reason I got forgotten and didn't make it.
Oh,
So
it's too bad.
it's too bad. Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
I am Dr. Alice Leader from New York City.
And what's your claim to fame? Do you make it on the
I
boat?
was on lifeboat 8, and I did make it.
Very
And I
good.
survived until 1974.
Wonderful. And did you have family? Children?
I was married, and I'm not too sure if I had any children or not.
You're just happy to be married.
I was happy to be married, yes.
Action.
I'm Bridget Delia Bradley.
Yes?
I was heading to New York to see my fiance. And when the ship was going down, I got into a lifeboat, but I was afraid that that lifeboat was going to tip over and we would die. So I tried to crawl back onto the Titanic. But somebody pushed me back onto the lifeboat and saved my life.
You saved your life, but you don't know
Here
who
I
that
am.
is.
I don't know who it was, and I ended up moving to Toronto, and I had my family, and I died there.
How many children did you have?
Enough. My name is Mrs. Clara Jennings Hayes. Traveling first class on the Titanic.
Oh, really? And are you married or?
Yes, I'm married to Charles.
Charles?
Yes.
And do you have children?
No, can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. And do you survive?
I did, but unfortunately my husband did not survive.
You survived, but your husband didn't?
Yes. Got on boat number 3.
Over the 3? Oh, that's good. Nice.
He's the richest man on the boat.
Oh, what is your name first?
Colonel John Jacob Astor.
Oh, and you said you're the richest man on the boat?
Yes.
And how would we know that?
How would we know that? Because I'm worth $150 million. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Wow. And do you end up surviving?
No, I died.
You have all that money and you don't survive?
But my 18-year-old wife survives.
Your
Pregnant wife.
18-year-old wife. Well,
Pregnant wife.
let's talk to your 18-year-old wife here. Tell us about her.
I'm Madeline Astor, and I'm 18
19 and I'm pregnant with his third child, my first child.
Oh.
And I do survive.
Oh, so then all the money goes to you.
No, I only get $5 million. But my baby gets 10. And I get the use of one of the mansions and a summer house. And so it's really not so bad.
It's not so bad. And you get to pick another husband for him.
And I don't believe I do actually.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Because if I remarry, I don't have anybody. There's a clause.
You take it away?
She doesn't get any money if she remarries.
Why would you do that, sir?
Power.
Power?
Power.
Simply because you could.
Just because I can.
Because you're the richest man on the
That's right.
ship.
That's right.
This is a sad, sad thing. She's a pretty young lady. You should let her go once she's drowned.
Oh, I saved her.
Oh, you saved her?
I guess.
You made sure I
Made sure
got
she
on
got
board.
away
With your child.
with my child.
Well, at least you lived through your child.
That's right.
And she never took on another husband. So it worked out well.
She wanted my money.
She wanted the money. And you got all the rest of the money.
His first wife and 2 children.
Were you upset about that?
No, I think I probably made out just fine.
My name is Mrs. Lennox Cottingham.
Lennox Nottingham?
Yeah, and I'm on the boat with my 2 children, Dennis and Eileen, and we survived on lifeboat number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
we're first class passengers. Wealth unknown.
Your wealth is unknown?
Unknown.
And when you get back, when you make it to shore, you do something significant with your unknown wealth?
No, just live out our lives. Yeah.
I'm Father Biles.
Yes?
And my story is I wanted to sail across on the Titanic going to North America, and that's my story.
He's with the captain now.
I'm with the captain now. And as we're going down,
Were you able to save any parishioners?
save any who, sorry?
Parishioners?
Well, I saved a few, and I will give rights to everybody and stay on board with everybody as we go down.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank
That's
you.
the best I can
Favor.
I didn't get it.
But you seem like you have a nice outfit.
Oh, well, thank you.
But you didn't study your character?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
I didn't know you couldn't till Brenda told me.
That's okay. No big deal.
I have to look, I have to read it. Mrs. Elizabeth Jane and Rothschild.
Okay.
I came on board to go home to New York,
You did?
traveling with my husband and my 3 dogs. I only got one tonight. Yeah, she's sitting quietly on the floor. They're such good dogs. And yes, thoroughly enjoying the trip. And yeah, looking forward to getting home. It would be nice after being abroad for such a while.
Yeah. And do you make it home?
Yes, I do.
And your husband?
He does.
He doesn't make it.
And I go on to live quite a nice life. And I'm a very kind and caring person. Just in case you didn't pick that up on that.
Yes. And did you get remarried?
No.
No children?
No children.
And are you independently wealthy or something? Or?
I think I am.
Yes?
Because I think I have a summer home that I go to quite often. And I've built a private cemetery and a mausoleum that my husband and I will be buried in. My husband was buried shortly after the sinking, and my remains will, I think someday, hopefully, go with it.